My name is Ryan. I'm here to talk to you guys about endangered species. And I kind of started learning about that stuff when I started working at the zoo. I was immediately placed in all these really cool programs about showing how to conserve animals and rebuild their habitats and all that stuff. So I started learning about this kind of stuff really quickly, actually, probably when I was like 13. And my first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was that there are 3 different kinds of classification for endangered species. There is vulnerable, which are the bottom 2, the African elephant and the great white shark. And then on top is the regular endangered species, which are the Bengal tiger and the blue whale. And then on top is the critically endangered species, which would be like the black or the javelin rhinos. The difference between these 3 kinds of species is just the amount of population that is there. The bottom species, which is the vulnerable, are the 30 to 50% population decrease, and then the top, the Bengal tiger, the blue whale, is about a 50 to 70% population decrease. And then the top one, the black rhino, the javelin rhino, is about an 80 to 90% decrease within their natural populations. So when you go out and you're looking for them, they are a lot lower in their actual natural habitats. We're not including the ones at the zoos. All right. So my focus is kind of the great white shark, and there are a couple of reasons for that. I think that's because it's the coolest one. They have movies after it, for crying out loud. I think I'd get a little bit of attention. So first things first, I've actually seen one in person. When I was younger, about 15, me and my parents went on a cruise to Australia, and we got to go to the Great Barrier Reef, and I actually saw one up close. It was pretty cool. And it was off I think it was actually the eastern coast of Australia. But yeah, this isn't the actual boat, but I didn't have a picture of the boat because it was a huge poor ship, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, we actually got to see one going off the coast, and it was pretty rare because the guy was freaking out about it. He wanted us to get out of there, but they have cages and stuff like that, so I figured people can go in the cage and look at them from the ocean. I don't think it's too bad for us to be in a big boat next to it. But I did. And later on in the presentation, I showed you guys a pretty good size ratio of how big a great white shark is. So, all right, some quick facts about shark attacks is actually there are about 75 to 100 actually recorded in databases, and there's a wildlife database in Florida just for that specific reason. There are 3 different kinds of sharks that are actually known for attacking people. There are the tiger shark, which is the first picture I have up here. It grows to be about 10 to 14 feet long. It's the most aggressive out of all 3 of the kinds of sharks that are known to attack. And it will literally eat anything. It's known as the garbage can of the sea because whatever it finds, it will eat. When people have fished this animal and brought it up, they find all sorts of stuff. They'll find anchors, they'll find wire, plastic bags. They really don't care what they eat. All right, and then my next one I have is the bull shark, which is actually native to here. They're the only shark that can go in freshwater and saltwater, so they're pretty much a dual threat wherever you go. I've seen them in my backyard, and it's pretty scary. But these guys only get to be about 5 to 8 feet long, so they're a little bit narrower and fatter on the inside, so you can kind of tell what they look like. They look a little bit like a bull, I think. And then the last one's a great white shark. It goes to be pretty big, 10 to 14 feet long. It can be about 5,000 pounds. So I always say the main cause for the majority of the animals that are going extinct in the ocean is overfishing, because a lot of people like sushi and all that stuff, so a lot of animals end up dying out. Because the great white shark is so big, it's really hard for them to reproduce at the rate that they're being fished at. So they're kind of causing it. And I kind of did a little bit of a picture scheme here, so you guys can kind of get an idea of how big a great white actually is. That is a regular size school bus, like one from Vieira. That's just saying it's about the size of a school bus, which is pretty crazy to think about. You're turning around and right next to you is a school bus sized fish. It's a little bit freaky. But yeah. So, all right, and this is just kind of their general habitat that you'll most likely find them in. And if you do notice, they do have habitat around Florida, so we could see them here. It's just that it is so unlikely because they have to cross the Atlantic for the majority of their habitats, but there is one around here. So her name is Catherine. It's pretty cool. I was following her online a little bit. I think that's pretty cool that we have found one, and we're actually tracking her. But the next thing I did want to talk to you about was tracking and how they do that and why they do that. There's so much we don't know about the ocean, it's not even funny. There's this great Mariana Trench that is down in It's in the ocean, and we have sharks that we do. What we do is we put tags on their fins so that we can follow them and see where a whole bunch of great white sharks will cultivate, because that's usually where they will be breeding. And then a lot of the times you can also, they have depth perception inside the trackers, so you can tell how far down the sharks will go and what they're doing, and just trying to figure out what their behaviors are. So that's pretty much why we do that, so we can study them and learn a lot more about them just by following their movements. It's a lot of behavior studies, basically. And then the implications of like extinction for the great white shark, they're the top of the top of the food chain. So there's like a lot of animals that they rely on to eat, and they kind of cut down the population. So if we lose the great white sharks, we're going to be losing a lot of other animals as well who depend on them for food. All right, and that's just a picture of what a tag for a shark would look like. If you notice, the antenna on top is a little GPS that shows us where we're going, or shows us where they're going. All right, and I was actually wanting to talk to you guys about it. Yeah, great white shark Catherine is actually online. You can find her on Facebook. It's pretty cool. She has her own little page. And it's done by a program. It's called OSearch, which is they start off by taking sharks that are in their juvenile state, and they put them on a tracker so they can follow them through their lifespan, see where they usually go for their breeding grounds, see where they usually eat, how far down they dive in the water, which is pretty cool. And they actually have had her since last August, so they've been able to track her for 3,622 miles off the coast of Florida alone. So she is also the first shark that's ever been recorded crossing the Atlantic Sea, or the Atlantic Ocean, so it's pretty cool. But currently, she's right over here. And this was actually of last week, but right now she's off the coast of Tampa. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so I always kind of like that, because if you see, ours is over there, right here. So she was here. So, yeah. Just FYI. You never know what's over there. But yeah, so the whole goal here is just kind of like, shark tracking is really important, and it helps us learn a lot more about the animals in the ocean. And to be quite honest, I think the more we know about the ocean, which covers 75% of this planet, I think the better. Because I mean, I can't even imagine how many species we haven't even discovered yet, because we haven't been able to go down there and check it out. So I think the more ways we have of sketching the terrain down there, the better. So I'm happy we're doing that. I think it's pretty cool. And that's my speech.